What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I want to recap All-Star Weekend for the NBA, and honestly, it's a dumpster fire. I'm so unimpressed with the product that we get as fans nowadays, and I think the All-Star Weekend needs major changing. Let me know in the comments what you would change about the All-Star Game and the All-Star Weekend in general, and what you thought about the whole thing, because I thought the whole thing was pretty much terrible. So I'm going to break it down. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. Normally I'm pretty upbeat, pretty positive, like to look at the good side of things. But man, this All-Star Weekend just leaves like so much to be desired. And I'm 26, so I grew up watching much better product out there. Those dudes actually used to care when they played each other. Now, were they playing a full 48 minutes, locking up the whole way? No, they weren't. But I'd say at least more than half the game, they were like legitimately competing out there and like trying to make it exciting and something for the fans to pay attention to. And ultimately, there's probably not an easy fix to fixing the All-Star Game because players just don't care nowadays. They really just don't care. Anthony Edwards, one of the guys that likes to play every single night and is very outspoken about that, says it's basically a break for NBA players. And I get it. I do. But like, why even have the game then? If it's just going to be like a break. There's no point in that. Just give them a week off in the middle of the season. Let the players get healthy, come back second half of the season. Most people aren't watching anyway because you guys aren't trying, so why not? My only real solution I could think is what really drives NBA players? Money. They love money. That's it. It's really, for 90% of the guys that are in that All-Star game, most of them, I would say 90% at least, care more about the money than they do the actual game of basketball. So I guess if we had to do it, I would, and I know the NBA could afford it, $1 million to each player on the winning team. Right? I think maybe that's something that like piques interest because certain players cared about the in-season tournament because it meant they were going to win $1 million. And I don't know if the superstars will care that much and really go out there, but if you can at least give me half the game being competitive, that's a win for NBA fans. This is supposed to be the best pickup game of the year. A dude's just trading, covering each other one-on-one, getting buckets. It's supposed to be fun that way and competitive. I used to watch Kobe and Bron go at it with each other. Kobe and Melo go at it with each other. You'd see Wade and Bron go at it with each other. You'd see so many great players that we grew up with making moments in the All-Star game. And now there's like nothing to look forward to in that game. And like I said, I hate being this guy that like has to be on the negative side, but it's bad. And it's like, I'm not just going to be like a fangirl just because it's the NBA. Like, if you're putting a bad product out there, it's a bad product. That simple, right? Now, that wasn't the only bad product of the All-Star Weekend. The only good product, I would say, is the three-point contest. That's the only thing I think that should stay, in my opinion, because people actually watch the three-point contest, and it's actually competitive. And it's something that happens in an NBA game often, three-point shots. We see the best of the best go at it. I like that competition. That is one thing I will say positively. But the slam dunk contest, oh my Jesus, that dunk contest, we need to just banish it. Abolish the dunk contest. It's not good anymore. It hasn't been good since 2016. Mac McClung kind of brought it back to life last year with some crazy dunks, but no one could compete with him. There's not that great of dunks that are left to do just because we're spoiled in having YouTube and what we're watching now right now, or what you're watching this video on, and TikTok and like things like that where we can just watch like pro dunkers and see this stuff. So now it's really not all that impressive when you see somebody do like a 360 windmill. It's not impressive because we've seen it over and over and over again. And that's coming from a guy who cannot do a 360 windmill, which is the sad part. I also think with the dunk contest, like, it lacks so much star power. Like, there's a lot of guys who don't want to be in the dunk contest that are stars just because it's a lose-lose, right? But then we get Jaylen Brown, who's I would categorize as a star player, goes into it, and his highlight of the night is dunking over 4-foot Kai Cenat, who's sitting down. You don't help yourself when you do that. Like, at least be interesting and intriguing. That was not at all the case, and you barely made the dunk. So I think the dunk contest as a whole just needs to be scrapped. Put it on the back burner for like a decade, 5-10 years or something like that. Let it simmer and let the fans take a break from it. And then in 5 or 10 years, announce you're bringing it back, and you'll have, and like, hey, these star players, we got these guys coming into it, and maybe it'll mean something again. You know, sometimes you don't know what you have till you lose it. Maybe that's the case. I don't know if that'll be naturally how it goes, but I just think that dunks are just so played out. The dunks we care about are in-game poster dunks, in my opinion. That's the dunks I care about. But if you're gonna banish it, you got to replace it with something, and this is something a lot of people have said, and I'm fully on board. If you can get the players on board, and I have one way of possibly doing that, we got to do a one-on-one contest. One-on-one, 3 dribbles, get buckets. Whoever wins gets $1 million. And that may not seem like a lot, but if you get, I don't know, 6 or 7 guys to play one-on-one and just trade and just cover each other, actually care for a little bit, and when it's only 3 dribbles, it limits injury, things like that, so you're not doing that. You know, I think a one-on-one tournament would be fun if we could see like a Kyrie Irving and a Ja Morant or something like that. Like 2 players with vastly or drastically different play styles, but seeing that would be cool. You get the KDs and the Giannis's, the Embiids and the Jokic's. Like, there's more potential there in seeing that, and I think that's something that the NBA should at least try to go down in doing a one-on-one tournament. But like I said, comes down to the players, because the players got to care, and if players don't care, it's not going to be good. It's that simple, because that's the point that the NBA is at right now, where the players really don't care about the All-Star Weekend. And I think as a fan, it's a disservice, because we grew up watching this with players actually caring and trying to put on a show and make it something to remember, and now all it's getting remembered for is memes and players failing and 210 points or whatever it is the East scored. Like, that stuff, it's not entertaining basketball. Like, now I don't want the game to be 98-98, but 200 plus points is not entertaining in the slightest, because especially when 198 of them didn't have a defender within 5 feet. I think the game is cooked right now, and it's in the way that it is. Got to make it worth it to where these players actually will give a damn. Otherwise, like, why even have the All-Star Weekend? Why even have the game? Just let players just go on vacation for a week, and we'll come back, fresh bodies, and have a good second after the season going into the playoffs. Right now, it just feels like a waste of time, in my opinion. But what would you change about the All-Star game? What do you or the All-Star game and All-Star Weekend? What do you like about the All-Star Weekend? And, you know, what was your thoughts on this last one? I thought it was pretty damn terrible. And I'm glad I didn't watch it all the way through, because it just wasn't a good product, in my opinion. And I think as an NBA fan, the fans typically, we deserve better in this case. But anyway, let me know how you feel about it in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But I think it's time to revamp All-Star Weekend, revamp the All-Star game, do something, because its current fashion sucks, honestly.